Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Hope everybody's doing good, man. Hope everybody's in a good place. Um, Hope everybody's got a chance to be surrounded um, or together with family and friends and loved ones. Um, to enjoy the holidays. I hope everybody has a happy holiday, man. For real, I mean that. Um, there's a lot going on in the world. Um, there's more going on than what you could probably process because there's so much information being flooded to us. Um, I'm trying to think. I just want to say big salute to the chosen ones, um, those being righteous, those living their best lives. Um, if you are, if you can be, continue to be a positive motivation to somebody. Um, Continue to show your loved ones that you love them, that you appreciate them. Um, there's just so much going on, man. I just don't know what to think. Mm, I know in the past, I used to do the super califragistic. I can't even say the word. Espialidocious. I'm not doing all that stuff no more, man. Because one, I was putting myself in an unrealistic situation with people that, in reality, um, I'm not on their level and they're not on my level. All right. And I want to continue to salute anybody that's putting out conscious, positive, righteous messages, whether they're doing so through vlogging or through writing articles, writing books, or through music, or through expression of dance, or whatever the case may be. You could be a mime. Am I saying it right? Just anybody that's being righteous and being positive and uplifting, man. Um, there's too much negativity in the world to continue to go back and forth with people about stuff that is so silly and immature. You guys seen this fog stuff, man? It's been kind of foggy the last couple of days, man. The sun's been out and it's been warm out here, down here. It's been warm. I know the winter solstice, solstice just started, but it still feels like summer down here. It's still warm. Um, we'll get a cold front every once in a while, but for the most part down here the weather's nice, man. The weather is beautiful. Um, I'm just not a big fan of the cold anymore. I know I'm repeating myself, but the weather's nice down here, man. I just say you don't have to keep up with the Joneses to try and live a good life in this third dimensional realm. If you see a situation where, based on your finances, that you can't live comfortably somewhere and the cost of living is extremely high, go to a small town, say outside of the city, or I don't know, to another state, whatever the case may be. But don't stand there and let the water like go over your head. Right? Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. I hate to say it. Move in with family and friends. If your family and friends are, if you guys are on the same vibration or the same frequency, you guys are cool. And but don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to be homeless and you're on the street. And trust me, it's not good, man. It's not good. It's not good. And not to beat a dead horse, but I told you guys about my situation with my family. Um, I don't really communicate with them. Um, it's just the last couple of years have been weird. I'm never gonna lie to you. I don't know if it's the rapture. I don't know if it's um, a dimensional thing. I don't know if it's a Earth shifting thing from the 3D to the 5D, like these people have been saying. I don't know if it's the archons. The archons are supposed to be like these non-visible entities that are manipulating our third dimensional realm. I don't know if it's demons, fallen angels, angels. I don't know if it's the universe, the cosmos. Um, I don't know if it's what's that place called? Stern. I don't know if it's them turning on that particle collider, right? I don't know if it's the Mandela effect, but the last couple of years have been weird. And I was listening to the professor that was talking about, the professor from Oxford, when he's talking about the multiverse, and to me it makes sense when I think about it, because I think every decision that we make, as far as like a major decision, they could be an alternative point of view in, I guess, in consciousness or in the universe, right? For every opposite, there's what is it? Equal opposing energy, right? So if you say you I don't know, anything. Say you were buying a car, and instead of buying I don't know, say instead of buying red, you chose to get I don't know, drive a black car, right? But as soon as you made that decision to get a black car, and then I guess in an alternate universe, right? If you want to think that way scientifically or sci-fi wise, right? There is an version of you that bought the red car. Then there's a version of you that bought the white car. There's a version of you that got it in gray, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These are your this is your multiverse talk, all right? And they say that sometimes, this is just me talking now. I'm not trying to do no super classicistic espialidocious stuff. I'm just talking. All right. Like I told you guys, I'm not going back and forth with nobody anymore, because I'm not on their level and they're not on my level. All right. I don't really care what they got going on, to be honest with you. All right. I'm just talking. All right. But the multidimensional stuff is kind of crazy. So that's when I started thinking about the Mandela effect, and I started thinking about the last couple of years of my own personal life. And I was like, why have things gotten so weird? Ever since I left the East Coast, like, my life has been weird. I haven't seen my kids in a long time. I miss my children. Um, but I gotta take it. I gotta take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? I know that my kids are good, but I do miss them. I just haven't seen them in years. Isn't that crazy? Um, I haven't seen certain family members in years. I haven't seen quote unquote people that I know as friends or associates. I haven't seen those people in years. Right? And everybody's changed. Everybody has their own life. But I was thinking for a long time, I was like, man, maybe I got, maybe like something happened to me physically and I ended up in another dimension or another universe or another version of myself. Right? So that way my consciousness, I don't know, maybe goes on, because maybe there's dimensions where there's multiple versions of me. But this is just me talking and ranting. I didn't want to talk too long. I just wanted to say that, like, me personally, like, things have been weird, and I know that there's a lot going on in the world, but I've noticed a lot of things, and I pay attention to stuff, and most times I'm quiet and I don't say anything. If anybody that has ever known me or really know me, I'm really, really quiet. I don't talk a lot. I observe more than anything else. But I observe the last couple of years have been very, very off. And I'm not going to lie. It's been very, very odd. It's been very, very weird. I knew something was off was years ago when I was looking up, like, I forgot what I was, and I think by accident I was looking up the capital city of a state. And when I was in school, like in elementary school, there was, and I remember this because, just a kid. I remember stuff from my childhood a little bit, not from when I was a baby, but from when I was a kid. I remember in elementary school we had to memorize all the states and all the capital cities for those states. And when I was doing some research a couple years ago, one of the states and the capital city didn't it didn't ring a bell as far as, like, to my memory. It didn't jog a memory. I'm like, I don't remember this city being the capital for this state. That's when it started to get weird. All right? That is when slowly but surely you started to hear about this Mandela effect stuff. People remembering things and certain people remembering things. So then I started to, because I'm an old school guy, I keep a lot of stuff. Before I joined the military, let me not lie to you. Before I joined the military, I kept all my stuff, as far as, like, retro things that you call, like, retro stuff now, right? Like, I kept comic books. Comic books now, that if they weren't lost or whatever happened to them, they'd be worth a lot of money. I had baseball cards worth a lot of money. I had basketball cards worth a lot of money. All right? This is the truth, facts, reality, nonfiction. You can only ask my family members, whom I'm not talking to, where that stuff is. Right? Because after I joined the military, like, a lot of my personal belongings just like vanished. And because it's family, you don't want to ask certain questions. You're like, yeah, where's my stuff at? But then you kind of know the answer. All right, it is what it is. But then I started to just go through all the stuff that I had. Like, I heard about the Berenstain Bears stuff. I had the Berenstain Bears books and VHS, whatever they call them, right? For the VCR players. I used to watch the cartoons as a kid. So when I looked at the VHS, I was like, this is the proper spelling. This is what I remember how it was spelled as a kid. So that's when I realized that either we're being manipulated or we're being tricked, or this is like a real matrix where it is codes and the, what we call the powers that be, or the whomever we put in high regard, in a sense where we feel like these people are important people. These people are hacking the code. They can manipulate the system. They can look like whomever they want to. They can do whatever they want to. They have endless amounts of finances. Think about it like Grand Theft Auto. I hate to make that example, but think of you coming in with you having the cheat codes to Grand Theft Auto, where you have unlimited money, you have unlimited finances, you have unlimited access to resources, cars, clothes, whatever it is that you need. All right, just like you have in the menu in the video game. All right. And that's what I think that these entities are. They are hackers. They have hacked the cosmic code of this third dimensional realm. And they are here to manipulate us and to make us suffer and to make us go through all type of crazy stuff. Because none of the stuff makes sense. To me, and I just seen the Steven Spielberg trailer for his movie got coming out, right? To me, if at this point in life, if everybody was truly human, and I want you to feel me, people that rock with me, I want you to really truly feel me, right? I know that this is a human body. If for instance, somebody wanted to lie on you and to try and ruin your life, what they want to do is they're going to try and unalive your character, right? If it's a real aggressive person, they'll just try to unalive the person, the body. But you know what cannot be unalived? The soul. Because my soul belongs to me. It's my essence. It's who I am. So they can't unalive my soul. To my chosen ones, to the people that have a soul, they cannot unalive your soul. They can unalive your character. They can make your image look bad. They can lie on you, frame you, make you look all type of craziness, right? But the truth is the truth, right? The truth is coming out now. And I told you guys what's happened when these files came out. I just got to be honest. To the people that rock with me. I mean, to some people, I'm crazy, I'm this and I'm that. I told you guys I'm the kid. A lot of people don't believe in reincarnation. A lot of people don't believe in reincarnation. What do you think is holding up? What do you think is holding up this body? And I'm not talking to the NPCs. I know there's a lot of NPCs out there. NPCs, just to prove it to you that you're an NPC right now, to everybody that's looking at my video, meditate. Close your eyes and meditate. I am that I am. I'll show you. If you felt that, you probably is not an NPC. But if you felt nothing, you probably are an NPC. All right? So in this game, in this code, in this matrix or whatever this is, they are the main players. They are the hackers, what I call the hackers, right? These are your billionaires, zillionaires, your royalty, your corporations. I think that they are hackers, right? Because they have unlimited money. And I'm thinking to myself, how do we have so many billionaires at once, but everybody else is broke? All these billionaires, there's billionaires on this continent. There's billionaires on that continent. Billionaires in this place. All of y'all, there's so many of y'all that are rich, but I'm thinking about how much money is in the world where all of you guys are billionaires. Somebody got to be lying. Somebody got to be lying. This person is a billionaire. That person is a billionaire. And I'm thinking to myself, how much money is in the world? Think about it, folks. Somebody's got to be lying. The good book says, and I'm not trying to preach to y'all, but the good book says these archons, hackers, aliens, demons, whatever you want to call them, fallen angels, whatever, all right? Disclosure is coming. Right? They're liars. Somebody's typing in a number and telling you that it's real. I told you, ones with a soul, chosen ones, You are unlimitedly rich. You're rich because your heavenly Father, the universal creator, is there is no counting the wealth. All right? But you have a soul. Your soul is priceless. Why do you think they're trying to why do you think they leech on your energy? They stressing you out now. It looks like it's biblical stuff playing out because it kind of is. Oh, you want to eat some food? Hey, you got to take this mark of the beast. You want money? You got to take this mark of the beast. I wish everybody the best though, man. I hope everybody stays positive, stays righteous, and encourages one another. As far as like, man, I'm trying to think. As far as like things going on in the world and all this craziness, man, I just say remember that you have a soul, right? And this is a simulation, a matrix, a coded program, whatever it is, right? But if God made this perfect code system, game, whatever, right? It was hacked. It was hacked. It's the truth. It was hacked. All these people can't be rich. All these people can't be human. Think about it. If everybody on this planet is human, why would us as humans fight to make our life as humans worse? If everybody is human on this planet, why would we go out of our way to make our livelihoods as human beings worse? That's like me being a parent, right? And I say that I'm a human being and I have a soul and I have love in my heart, right? And I'm not going to talk about the religious stuff because all the religious stuff is part of the matrix. But I mean like a spiritual person. And I have the essence of the Most High. I'm attached to Source because I come from Source. And I have children. I was able to be fruitful and multiply, and I have my own children, right? Would I wake up each morning to make the life of my children hard and stress them out and cause them trauma and call myself a human? Do some of the most despicable things to my children, to my offspring, to my mini-me's, versions of me, pretty much. Right? And make their life hard. Do something bad to them where they got to go see a counselor when they're a grown adult, that they still can't even get over it. But I'm a human being. But I would do this type of stuff to my own children. I want y'all to really think about that. They are hackers in this system. I know that it might be far-fetched for a lot of y'all to think about this, but when you think about this whole reset stuff, when I was looking at it, right, it was always all the adults were gone, but the children were left. The young children were left, right? And the hackers, the archons, whatever these entities are, they were around to help mentor the children, i.e. by showing them how to live, showing them industry, how to work, right? And then these children grew up to be now the adults, right? To run society. So they will show you how to do the stuff as children, right? And then you would then carry the torch to carry on civilization. You don't remember your grandparents, you don't remember your parents, you don't remember your ancestors, you don't remember nothing. All you know is that you're here now. You gotta think about this. Look up the orphan trains. These are kids coming from all over the world, and they were literally being planted into abandoned cities where it looked abandoned to me. They were working in coal mines. They were working in factories. These are little children. Go back and look at the Oliver Twist play. Go back and even as far back as Peter Pan. I know Peter Pan is kind of sketchy because they say Peter Pan is really a Nephilim or something. But even then, he was in an orphanage with all boys. And back then, you hear about orphanages with all girls, orphanages with all boys, and that's what I'm saying. If I'm a human being, right, and I end up having children, let's just say, they said back in the days, medication wasn't always there, and the healthcare thing wasn't at the tip top where it is now, sort of, kind of, right. So if a woman passed away or was unalived during childbirth, then it would be understandable why a lot of kids would become orphans. But in the same time, it does still make sense because you still have a father, right? So does it mean that a lot of people were giving up their kids or people passing away? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Most of your history is a lie. Most of your history is a lie. This is the truth. These are facts. This is reality. Most of your history is lie. You think that something is a fact when you were told that. Somebody told them and they told you. For years, just a small example, for years people were saying that old boy discovered America. In reality, how can you discover something where people are already living? He might have came to this region of the world, but he didn't discover it. People been here. They said that the Moors been traveling back and forth to the Americas. They said that, and the Caribbeans. They said the Africans been traveling these places. But that's just what I heard. Right? I'm just grateful that I got a chance to see the world somewhat and travel for myself to see the truth, especially on the continent of Africa. Africa, I salute you, man. You guys have been through a lot. Africa, you guys have been the biggest victims of the hackers. Let me say that again. Africa as a continent, you have been the biggest victims of the hackers. Because everything doesn't make sense. Dubai, let me rephrase it. Ghana, right? Or let's say the capital city is Accra. Accra should look like Dubai. Matter of fact, most of the west coast of Africa should look like Dubai, because most of the gold and other precious minerals come from that part of the world. Where are the gold mines in Dubai? I remember when I was young, what you guys see as Dubai now, Times Square used to look like that. You see, now you see 10 carats, which is like a normal thing. 10 carats is garbage. And I'm not trying to be mean or disrespectful, but it's below 50%. Right? It's below 50% percentage of gold. When I was a little kid walking around in Times Square, when we used to go visit the city, you would see different stores selling gold. This is in Times Square now. This is when you had Virgin Records and you had all these big lights and stuff before it became like this whole Disney theme park stuff now. Back in the days, it was a little bit more grimy. You had T-shirt places, people selling T-shirts and little statues of liberty and hats, buttons, all that, kind of like what you see on the movie Coming to America. Coming to America was very, very realistic in the sense of how it was in the 80s, 70s, 80s, going into the 90s timeline. All right. But the change that I seen, like, for instance, this is the two-tone right here. It's a silver, right? It's two-tone. But even my pendant, if you look at it, my pendant is two-tone. See it? So it's diamond cut there, but then there's gold there. But it's two-tone. My chain is two-tone. I don't know if y'all can see it. All right? But I was seeing 24 karat, 22 karat, 18 karat, 14 karat. Matter of fact, when I was younger, 14 karat was the lowest you've seen. There was no 10 karat. 10 karat is some new stuff. That's like some 2000 stuff. I've never seen. When I was younger, we didn't see, there was no 10 karat. 14 was the lowest. All right. I talked way longer than I wanted to. I hope everybody's good. Hopefully this fog clears up and I can go get some sun and strengthen my melanin. I hope everybody once again has a happy holidays. Enjoy your time with your family, loved ones. I would say I caught this at a good deal. It was really, really cheap. It wasn't that cheap, but it was still a good investment because I found this. If this is if you have family that's old school, or for me, like into like retro games and stuff, and I mean like old games, like you will find it on this. It's crazy. This has thousands of games on it, man. If you're looking for a Christmas gift for somebody that's say from the 80s or I don't know 80s or 90s timeline, this would be a good gift for them. Just look it up. All right, it's a good game. Well, good game console. I like it. I've been playing some old school games on there that I haven't played since I was a little kid. Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games. The PlayStation games is kind of sketchy because I think it's a little bit more. Some of them will work, but it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more graphics and all of that stuff, and it kind of slows. It gets kind of slow. But the other games like I said, Nintendo, Super Nintendo. You got Neo Geo on there. You got arcade games. It's crazy. But I truly do hope everybody has a happy holidays. Enjoy your time with your loved ones, and just be conscious, right? Because it is your consciousness that will be going forward into this next year. All right? Just be conscious of that. It is your consciousness that is going into the new year. All right? Whatever might comes from that, right? Because of the time and space that we might be in the galaxy or in the universe or in the solar system. It could be based on I'm trying to think what else. The astrology stuff. Even though I'm kind of into it, I'm not really sold on it. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I believe it's your heart chakra, your energy, your essence, your soul that makes you who you are. And based on the things that are happening now on Earth, a lot of people, it's being revealed to me that a lot of people don't have a soul. All right? Because if everybody was truly human, people would be, as humans, trying to make life better for people on Earth. But we see that these hackers, these archons, I guess they make themselves into very important people. They could care less about humanity. Their goal is to become as rich as possible. All right? But in reality, I told you, there could be but so many millionaires. Somebody's got to be lying. Millionaires and billionaires. Think about it. All the perfect. This is just they just say this immediate continent. No disrespect. All right. All these people that are, whether they're celebrities, athletes, in the entertainment business of some sort, whatever, right? How could there be so many of them that are rich and then all of a sudden they can be broke within like a day or two? How is that possible? Like how do you do that? How are you rich and then all of a sudden you just broke? How does that happen? How does that happen? Even if say you bought a house or you bought horses or you bought cars or jewelry, you can sell that stuff back. How are you broke? Somebody's got to be lying. Somebody is purposely making the life of human beings, people, God's children, hard on this planet on purpose. They're hackers. They've hacked the code of this third dimensional realm. They've hacked life. Because it don't make sense. If you're an NPC, everything I said, if you're righteous, if you're a chosen one, if you have a soul, hopefully what I said resonated with you. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Be righteous. Be conscious. Take care of your family. Take care of your friends. Take care of your loved ones. Take care of people that are close to you. Be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of people that are surrounding you. Just be careful. All right? If you see yourself in a bad situation, leave, move, separate yourself. All right? Peace and blessings. I talked way longer than I wanted to. May your Christmas be bright. May your New Year's be unforgettable.